Mr. Patwardhan, hi, good morning. Thanks for joining in. Tell us a little bit more about what this model NIIT.TV is all about. How is this going to, escalate the digital learning initiative for you guys?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. NIIT TV is NIIT's disruptive contribution to addressing the huge skilling requirements in India. While NIIT is without question the largest private sector training organization in India with presence in 350 locations and also in servicing multiple corporate sectors and a few thousand schools all over India, we still touch a very small percentage of the Indian population. And we've been looking at what we need to do to address the constraints that a very large part of India faces in terms of time, not being able to find the time to go to an NIIT center, or being too far away from an NIIT center, or just not being able to afford what it costs to study at an NIIT center, because we do have our cost structures that have to be taken care of. And also a large number of people only can learn in a language other than English. Well, most of NIIT's training centers are basically conducting courses in English. So this it is an attempt to liberate the Indian citizen from the deprivation faced by these four constraints of time, place, money and language, and also to liberate them from the fact that because of these constraints, a very large number of them are forced to go for substandard quality skilling, whatever is available locally to them. So it's a big initiative. It's a small start, as you would have seen. It's a beta launch. But what's very important here, this is not an e-learning portal. An e-learning portal has a few courses and it is basically non-interactive largely. What we have done here is we have taken the 25,000 classrooms that operate in NIIT today, in NIIT centers, in schools that we are servicing, and we are bringing them on tap, suddenly liberated from the constraints of the NIIT classroom directly to any Indian citizen who has access to a computer, a smartphone or an iPad.
Right. So okay, it's a brilliant initiative, and you're doing a lot of other things as well. You know, when I speak to people or when guests come on air and speak about NIIT, they speak about, now they'll speak about this new launch as well. They speak about Skill India, they speak about the traditional business. What I want to understand from you is, because you're doing so many things, how would the earnings trajectory for NIIT be over the course of the next 2 or 3 years? I mean, which streams will drive revenue? What are the ballpark growth numbers that you internally have in mind for the consolidated entity?
Right. Well, first I have to give a qualifier that we are in the quiet period before our Q2 results. So I cannot talk about our results for this quarter. Having said that, we have laid out very clearly the direction for the three businesses. Our corporate business, which will also, by the way, benefit from this platform, because this platform need not only serve the general public, the very same facilities and features that this platform has inbuilt into it can be repurposed to service the needs of a large corporate customer which has offices and people spread across the length and breadth of India and, by the way, across the world. So this will also give a fillip to our corporate business. We've talked about a 15% top line growth on the corporate business and a 12% EBITDA for this year and continuing into the future. I continue to hold to that statement. We are looking at various ways in which we can accelerate that growth, both organic and inorganic. And an initiative like this will give us an additional platform to scale that growth. The skills and careers business, obviously, this platform will play a very, very important part in that. It's early days. We are all aware of the fact that there's been a lot of investment in things like MOOCs. Most of them don't make any money, even if they have a large number of users. The big difference here is that NIIT is focusing on professional skills and careers, number one. Number two, we already have a very powerful brand. 95% of Indians have heard of NIIT. Third, we are physically present all over India in terms of learning centers. And we believe that a blended learning model that leverages the power of an online platform which provides for both offline but also live interaction as our platform provides, combined with services and facilities that will be required to be accessed at physical locations, is really the way of the future for professional skills and career business.
I'm fully
This
with
platform will help us scale the business substantially.
I'm fully with you in terms of directionally where the Skill India and where the directionally the economy and the learning curve is headed. But if I look at the numbers, and I'm
Right.
going through the notes what you've shared with your investors after the May numbers. I'm going back to May.
Right.
You've indicated that you will
Absolutely.
have an EBITDA of about 10% and a top line growth of about 10%. Now, if the scale and the size,
sorry. I need to correct those numbers.
Okay.
The skills and career business, we said we'll be back to growth and back to profit.
okay,
And the schools business, the go forward private schools business will be 10% top line growth and 10% EBITDA.
okay,
So there are three different businesses with three different trajectories.
okay.
This platform initiative will have a significant impact on the skills and career business, but will also enable us to scale up the corporate business and the schools business.
So on a blended business, I mean all three businesses put together, what would be the aggregate EBITDA
Right.
then?
Well, for this year, we're not putting out a specific number. All I can say is that this platform will provide us a very strong basis and foundation to scale the business beyond the growth levels and margin levels that we have indicated for this year.
Can I safely assume that FY17, FY18, beyond FY18, they are going to be big years and real high growth years for NIIT? Because the way you're indicating about the size and the opportunity, I mean, it looks like it's a very big opportunity.
See, the opportunity is very big, there's no doubt about that. And this platform, by the way, doesn't constrain us to India. We have education centers through partners in Indonesia. 23 universities work with us. In Vietnam, we are working a number of centers. In Nigeria, we have, which is the largest country in Africa, we have 23 centers there. Every Nigerian today actually has access to NIIT TV. Every Vietnamese or anybody anywhere in the world has access now to NIIT TV. So this platform will provide us scalability. Having said that, I do want to caution that unlike the retail business, when the stores went out of the physical brick and mortar onto the online platform with Amazon and then others following thereafter, this industry hasn't yet seen a proven model yet. We intend to be that proven model. But there will be experimentation, there will be learnings as we go forward. So the hard bedrock of our other business, corporate business, will ensure that continued growth of NIIT happens. The current brick and mortar business will continue to ensure that we have a solid base. And this platform will provide us the opportunity for accelerating and scaling.
Reiterate for the benefit of our viewers and your investors once again, Mr. Patwardhan, NIIT TV is going to be
Right.
for free, right?
Yes, NIIT TV is for free. What it allows us to do is, instead of limiting our access to about a few million people in India who currently inquire and visit NIIT centers because they think they can access the center, and they think they can pay the fees that we ask for, and they think they can learn in English, this will open us up to 100 million people instead of a few million people. It provides us an engagement platform with entire India and, in fact, entire world.
Right.
That will provide us a funnel much larger than we have today, which can then drive business in our normal brick and mortar space, but also a lot of new value added services which we will yet to roll out as we go forward.
Would you eventually monetize this as well?
Of course, there will be monetization because there will be value added services that people will need to go to. So take, for example, today somebody can go on to NIIT TV. They can look at the course free. It's not just a video of the course. There's also entire courseware is available. There's collaboration available. There's assessment available, and progressively there will be other services available. Many of these services will remain free. But in addition, for example, if a student who's doing a Java course on NIIT TV wants to get a placement service, or they want to get a formal performance certification, for that they will need to come to a testing center where there will be a fee involved. They'll need to get a placement service for which there may be a fee involved. So if they want to get add-on services which require us to invest hours and therefore costs to deliver those services, there will be a fee involved. But for the vast majority of people who are motivated to learn, and I think there is a big hunger in India to acquire skills, this platform will liberate them from the constraints that they've been facing so far. And more important, it will prevent them from having to waste their money on poor quality skilling education that unfortunately is rampant across the country.
Well, we certainly hope all of this comes out to be true and more. Mr. Patwardhan, all the best for the initiative. Thanks so much for joining in, and we'll look forward to talking to you post your quarterly numbers as well.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.